folks, how you doing? Just wanted to welcome you to another exciting edition of Assumption College Football Fan. I'm your host, Rob Billings, and I'll tell you what, I just want to give you a quick update on the Bentley Assumption game, and it's actually over. Final score was 40-7, and I'll tell you what, it sounded like a shellacking from the Assumption side. But this was one of those games that was really, really bizarre. It's got to be the Halloween effect. I'll tell you what, it's got to be Halloween because I'll tell you this, for the first time, I'm not talking about the Assumption offense. I'm actually going to be talking about their defense and special teams because they set the tone for the first quarter. And from there, it was really over for Bentley. I hate to say that, but Bentley really didn't get anything going on offense. Defensively, they tried to hang in with Assumption, but I'll tell you what, special teams was just too powerful. In the first half alone, Assumption had a couple of field goals in the first quarter, but they also had 2 punt returns for touchdowns, and they also had 2 safeties as well, and that's how they got their scoring. It was crazy. Again, Assumption, the offense really didn't get going until the second half. First half was all Assumption on special teams. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to get into too many particular plays because this video will go all night, but there was one in particular, Harris. They're kind of all-purpose guy. He's kind of a wide receiver. He's kind of I call him an H-back, kind of a hybrid back. He had already scored 1 touchdown for, it was on a punt return. The punt return was set up perfectly, but he dodged 4 or 5 tackles to make that happen. I mean, it was an 80-something yard run, but he wasn't done. There was a play where defense stopped Bentley. Bentley had the punt, and they were deep in their own end zone. And a couple of offsetting penalties on both sides made Bentley repunt. So they have to repunt the ball. Harris grabs it. He says, hey, I'm not happy with 1 touchdown tonight. I want to go for 2. He runs for like another 30, 40 yards, scampers in for another touchdown. And I'll tell you what, in the first half, there may have been 3. Ashton Grant also had an opportunity. He had a great return, and if it wasn't just for a couple of arm tackles, he probably would have been in the end zone for a 3rd touchdown. But anyway, second half, Bentley did score. They got their offense kind of moving, and certainly Assumption started getting their offense moving. Shanimal, the animal, as I call him, Alex Shane, he scored for a touchdown, and Jordan also had a couple of really nice runs. Brendan Toby had a couple of nice passes. So really, and Ashton Grant, the wide receiver, also had a couple of nice grabs. So overall, the offense did get clicking, but I'll tell you this, overall, it was, again, the special teams and defense that really solidified this whole game, and I love to see that. I don't talk about them enough. So this week, I haven't had a Hound of the Week for a while. This week, it's going to be special teams, and it's going to be defense. Those guys are going to be the Hounds of the Week. Again, I normally talk about alumni, but these guys, they deserve it. So anyway, big applause for them, and let's look forward to next week. Let's look forward to Stonehill. That's their last game, and that's going to be a home game as well. So let's support these guys and get out there. Anyway, take care, Hounds. Have a safe Halloween and good evening. Thanks so much.